afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to Ride to the Sun. And if you don't know me, my name is Andre, and I cover a number of motorcycles. And if you haven't subscribed and it's your first time here, please hit the like button. And if you don't mind, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you. And every year, over 5,000 motorcyclists die in this country. And part of it is the way they ride. Part of it is whether or not their motorcycles is equipped to do some of the things that they're doing with this motorcycle. So what we hope is that you give us a few minutes to make the case for Harley and Harley riders on why Harley should provide us electronic suspension for these big hogs that we ride. It's really hard to see the legends in here on the front end of the motorcycle. Nothing about it tell you that the legend springs are in here. As you can see, it does fit with the box on it. The bike hasn't been out for a few weeks now. These are the picky bags. And you may or may not be able to see the actual shocks right there. That's them right there on the motorcycle. With the box on it. Some different views of it. These are the legends. Excuse the sun coming through the window here. I want to give you an idea of what these things look like on a bike. This is me when I installed the legends for the front end of the bike. But many of us know the standard suspension that comes on this motorcycle just simply does not meet what we're trying to do for it. Remember, many of us ride with passengers, sometimes don't ride with passengers. Watch the trike turn totally different. As you see me in front, the way that bike turn is totally different. So what we have to think about is some of the things that we'll put the bike through and what separates us from the tarmac itself. It's not just the tires, it's the suspension itself and how you connect to the bike through the suspension to the tires, onto the tarmac. So I think we have to think about all the things that we do with the bike. Imagine this big hog going through turns, riding solo, riding with the old lady. Matter of fact, there's a video of me hitting a bump so hard and one of my, and I have the legends on it. And I tell you, I don't always go back and change the dial. Most people have those things on and have never set the sag. That's why I don't think going to aftermarket suspension with piggybacks and different things like that, resetting your spring and all that solve the situation, because sometimes it may enhance the situation for you in certain ways, but in other ways it may take away from it. So, if you're a person that likes to ride with your old lady, that's great. But how often do you go back, reset the sag, and when you put on weight, set the sag again, or you decide to get somewhere, go out with your buddies for a few hours, do you go back and reset the sag and reset everything to where it's supposed to be, where you're riding alone? So those things matter. I know I don't. I have the piggybacks on. I happen to be one of those people that are pretty, with the A word, when it comes to things like that. I know I don't do that. I'm lucky enough that my wife don't ride with me. She rides her own bike. But at the same time, whenever you load your bike and you change the weight, that's another thing that you need to consider. The different roads that you ride, you may want to reconsider where you're going. Whether you're going to the twisties, the mountains, you're going to encounter rain, all these different things that I think, given electronic suspension, I think that's the future of where we go, really, because these things are not expensive. Going out and putting Legends or Oleans or Fox or what have you on your bike, I would gladly pay Harley to give me electronic suspension to take me to the different rigors of not having to set sag, go out and get updated suspension for my bike. You have to pay for the labor as well if you're not doing it yourself, so you have to take that into consideration. So I think this is something we need to ask Harley to do. because this is not anything new. There are motorcycle companies doing it now. A lot of Harley guys don't understand that there are people that are doing it now and doing it at a very affordable price on their bikes. So this is not a knock on Harley, but we have to ask for these things because Harley thinks that as soon as we get it, these guys are gonna put these types of suspensions on them anyway. Let's just give them this 1903 technology. They'll be fine with it because they're just gonna spend more money and buy and rip it off and buy this and buy that. This shouldn't be the case, especially in the higher level bikes, your STs, your CVOs. Those should have at least an option. If Harley won't give it to us for free, at least give us an option to pay for the electronic suspension on these bikes to where maybe it's set on the fly by the system being smart enough, intelligent enough to figure out you have a passenger, those different things that the current ones do have, like the BMWs of the world, the Triumphs of the world. They have great system out there now. They're not perfect, but they are better than having to adjust your shocks every time you ride for the circumstances that you're riding in. Let me know what you think. This is not about downing anything, not down Harley, not down any manufacturer. It's about the future of these bikes, keeping us safe on these roads for whatever load, for whomever we carry on these bikes. This is about safety. It's not even about aesthetics. This is about safety for all riders and how we go forward and not die on these roads, on these corners um, uh, every year. So let me know what you think. Thanks for stopping by. This is Andre, Ride to the Sun. Do comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what you think.